My name is Bill Holman, and I'm the owner of Elam Whitetails. We're located in Baskin, Louisiana, up in the northeast corner of the state, just south of I-20 in the heart of farm country. We've been raising white-tailed deer for 12 years now and enjoy it more than anything else we've ever done. We've worked hard over the past several years to develop the best doe herd possible. Our does are the foundation of our herd. They must be productive but hardy. In the Deep South, we deal with health issues every year from heat, humidity, and stress. All our deer are exposed to EHD every year of their life, so they must be able to survive annual exposure from April until November. We have reproduced offspring from our early survivors to develop a herd with some resistance to this deadly disease. We keep our herd healthy and perform non-stop insect control throughout the year. We have proved monster deer can be grown in the Deep South with the right genetics and good nutrition. We AI about 40 does a year to the best sires in the industry to ensure our herd is genetically sound. We bottle feed most of our doe fawns to keep our herd calm and as stress-free as possible. We'd like to show you a few of our bucks we grew out this summer. We grew out around 80 bucks, and here are a few of the better ones. Redbug is a son of Sunbow. Sunbow was 318 inches at 4 with a big typical frame. He is a son of Max Boson over Edwin Ropp's Dina doe. She produced several 300 each breeder bucks for Edwin through the years. On the bottom side of Redbug is Laura, a bottle-fed doe out of Mammoth. Laura has several good sons for us. We like these big, wide-open, typical deer, especially with heavy beams and long tines. We try to choose does that will keep our deer looking pretty. We like wide deer and choose sires for our AI program that produce big frames. Score is not as important to us as the look of the antlers. Downright's a Sundowner son that is really getting big this year. He was 304 inches last year at 3 and looks to be much bigger this year. We bred with him last year and have several buck and doe fawns out of him. He is out of Blosser's Goliath Mary doe, and these Goliath Mary does have produced very well for us and have proven to be hardy and pass along that trait to their fawns. Our farm is 2002 CWD status, TB accredited, and brucellosis certified. Our deer can go anywhere in the United States that accepts deer. We deliver our deer and ensure them healthy when they arrive at your farm. If you buy a breeder buck from us, you also get all the semen rights to that deer. Hornet is a 3-year-old son of Sunbow. On the bottom side is High Rise over Spartacus. High Rise was 304 inches at 3 years old out of a peach doe, and Spartacus is a son of Mr. Awesome. Mr. Awesome passes down long tines and long main beams to his offspring. A peach doe produced Max Bow Ranger. You can see this buck has a good look with long main beams and good tine length. We've never bred with this buck. Firefly is another Sunbow 3-year-old buck out of a Max Bow Extreme doe. On the bottom side, his lineage goes back to RC over Tex. His mom, Orange 12, has produced very well for us with several good sons. Firefly has plenty of points, really heavy beams, and big matching drop tines on each side. As you can see, Sunbow was a real workhorse for us, and his does are starting to show they can pass along his big frame also. The most talked about buck on our farm this year when visitors came by was this buck we call High Shadow. He's a direct son of Max Bow Shadow. His doe side is High Racker over Wide Racker's Down. High Racker goes back to BW Sunny over Goliath Mary again. This buck has it all when it comes to typical deer. He has really long main beams, 25 inches wide, 16-inch G2s, and a 6x6 frame. What else could you ask for in a typical buck? We'll breed with High Shadow this fall. Crash is a son of Sudden Impact over a Max Bow Encore Chance doe. This doe has been our best doe on the farm. Crash is 404 inches and just 2 years old. We had to cut his antlers on August the 1st because they just got too heavy for him to hold his head up off the ground. We cut his antlers just above the G2 on each side because that was the first round place we could tourniquet to stop the blood flow. We left 31 points on his head and the cutoffs weighed 21 pounds. He's just a huge 2-year-old buck, and we'll get some good does with him this fall. Tarmac is a 2-year-old son of Max Bow 727 over a Drifter, High Roller, Fleas Lucky, Fleas Curly doe. He has a deep pedigree and the look to go with it. He has the width at about 24 inches, long sweeping main beams, very good tine length, and just a good typical look. We'll breed with this buck this fall. Runway is Tarmac's wound brother. He's also Max Bow 727 over Drifter High Roller. He also has this big frame with long beams and tines. These bucks are a quarter Texas with Max Bow 727 going back to 727 over Peanut on the bottom side. Max Bow 727 has produced really well on our farm, and we have another good crop of yearlings out of him this year. Pants on the ground is another 2-year-old buck out of Grand Canyon over a Sundowner doe. His lineage also goes back to Goliath Mary on the top and bottom side. Pants was 326 this year at just 2 years old and should be a real monster in the years to come. He has very long beams like Sundowner, plenty of tines, and a beautiful matching drops on each side. You'll hear a lot about Pants on the ground over the next several years. Burn is Crash's wound brother and also out of Sudden Impact over Max Bow Encore. As a yearling, this buck had 16-inch G2s, and this year's G2s will approach 19 to 20 inches in length. This buck has a very heavy frame with long tines and will score high for a 2-year-old buck. He also has a huge body for his age. Nesquik is another 2-year-old buck out of Max Bow over a BW Sunny doe. The anchor doe is Driftwood over Fleas Green 36 on a Pebbles doe. This young buck has a 9x7 frame and had matching drops until he broke one off on the right side. He's about 24 inches wide, and we hope to pass down this 9x7 frame on some good does this fall. Richmond's another 2-year-old buck out of Max Bow on a Sunrise Goliath Mary doe. Sunrise is BW Sunny Son out of Walk's Magnum doe. Richmond has a very good frame with good tines and a perfect drop under the G2 on the right side. This should be a monster buck next year. We want to show you a few of our 60 yearling bucks we grew out this year. We had our best crop of yearlings ever and look forward to see them growing up. This first yearling buck is Right House. He's also a son of Max Bow 727 over a Full House Max Big E doe. Big E produces really big frames through his does. We'll back up a pen of AI does to this young buck this fall. High Star is another yearling out of Star Ranger over Sundowner over White 122. Star Ranger is Max Bow Ranger son. This White 122 doe is High Racker over Wide Rackers down, and also the anchor doe to High Shadow. High Star had EHD in May and finished his main beams, but did not recover in time to finish out his tine length. You can bet this will be a big boy next year. Purple 1003 is a son of XL 747 over Shadow over Sunrise on a Goliath Mary doe. This makes him Max Bow XL on Maxon on Shadow with Goliath Mary on the bottom. He will get big. Dirks is his wound brother and also out of XL 747 over Shadow. He's got a good frame for a yearling with width, good tines, and a pretty flower on his left side. Dirks will definitely be a breeder for us in the future. Glad Wrap is a direct son of Gladiator from Texas. Gladiator is one of the best producing bucks ever, anywhere. His dam is Maxna-like, Little Larry, Max Boson over Flea's Magnum. This yearling buck has a 7x6 frame with very good width and long tines. Glad Wrap will be a breeder for us in the coming years also. Our hunting preserve is over 1,100 acres of typical Louisiana swamp. Every year we harvest some monster bucks drawn in this dense understory. Hunting is tough because of the terrain and thickets, but reward is usually a wall hanger. We hunt in box blinds that can accommodate 3 people if you want to film your hunt. We also use ladders and lock-ons for our bow hunters. Our lodge is right on the property and is fully equipped. We can accommodate 4 hunters. We do couples hunts, handicap hunts, and youth hunts. We serve good Cajun food and take care of your trophy for mounting. We still have a few slots open for the 2012 deer season for bigger bucks. We promise you the hunt of a lifetime that you will never forget. If you're in Louisiana, stop by for a farm visit. We invite anyone to come by and talk deer. We have semen for sale out of all of our breeder bucks. We also have open and bred does, and we'll let you choose from any of our breeders. We have 2012 buck and doe fawns for sale also. We'll sell about 12 breeder bucks this year and have stalker bucks for your preserve. Thank you for watching our video of Elam Woods Whitetails. Find Bill Holman on Facebook and watch for updates on our breeder bucks. And stop by and visit Elam Woods Whitetails this fall.